Excuse me. Life reels. Daughter finds out she's dating her own stepdad. Thank you guys for the blesses.
Weird, random facts about me that you might or might not know, but probably don't. Number one,
everyone's got a freaky side.
Holy shit. Alright, I saw the news popping up on my Twitter about this guy being a fucking creep. Turns out he's this really famous tattoo artist that has tattooed, you know, celebrities, YouTubers. He's got his own YouTube channel with over 1 million subs. Congrats on the plaque. I saw the DMs that he sent apparently 14, 15-year-olds.
It's not going to be 15 minutes exactly. It's going to be after this.
A lot of stuff coming out, but the main tweet I saw pop out was from a user named Yellow Chair. If you're already pretty familiar with the context, you can skip over this.
Yeah, y'all about to find out why Romeo is a disgusting human being.
I want to talk about his interview with Keemstar that he had, because that is what got
this guy did a lot of like To Catch a Predator videos.
My attention, and oh, is it a tough listen. I haven't written shit down for this video. I just wanted to go through this with you guys because this almost writes itself. There was fangirls that had a group chat for Romeo. He caught wind of it. They said he seemed a bit off in the way he was talking to them since they were underage. And there's all types of screen recordings here of him sending obviously provocative pictures and saying very provocative things to these underage girls.
The R&B Romeo?
Love that. Love my
Man.
massage,
no, nigga.
Love my asshole licked. My fave is deep throat. Drunk girls always deep throat further. You can even chase my cum down with another shot. I'm freaky. I can even come in your shot and let you drink both together.
What?
Freaky stuff. Take another shot, then go for round 2. By the time you leave, you'll have a tummy full of cum and alcohol. I bet you get super slutty when you're drunk.
16, my favorite drink in the whole entire world is
cum and alcohol. I'm like the final stage on a video game. I guess the real test will be with me. There's big, then there's Romeo big. I make most guys in porn look small. I've only ever had one girl deep throat me like nothing, and 2 that got all the way down but struggled. Everyone else could barely get past halfway. Romeo was in his late 20s when he sent these messages, and they were like in middle school, maybe freshman. There's so much more stuff out there, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to listen to this interview with you guys. I am going to listen to all of it right now and give you my snap reactions and explain how there is so much To Catch a Predator rhetoric in this fucking interview. By the way, I'm only 20 minutes in. It's a 36-minute interview. I only made it 20 minutes in and then decided I wanted to record this video. So the last 16 minutes are going to be a surprise. Let's start it.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
First I want to say, dude, I was just watching your video. You're such an asshole, bro.
All right, Romeo, we're going to have to leave it there. Romular Nation, now over 4 million.
If you guys want an apology interview to go over well, make sure to fucking shit on the interviewer as soon as you hop on. Imagine if Logan Paul's suicide apology started like this. First of all, I just want to say, you guys are fucking dicks. I did have a lapse in judgment.
You're such an asshole, bro.
Why?
I just feel like you should, like, you're supposed to be like sort of like a neutral kind of a guy who, like, you're supposed to be reporting facts, not like fiction.
Where the fuck's my chapstick,
not like
chat?
opinions and not like stuff that's not proven yet. You know, like you're supposed to be a news channel where people go to.
Damn,
like,
no,
find out,
this
like,
is an older one.
Facts.
Cold hard facts. Is that what you're looking at Keemstar for? And that's not even any disrespect to Keemstar. As a YouTube
no, it is
channel,
disrespect to
he
Keemstar.
reports allegations, my dude. These are allegations. And obviously when the evidence is so overwhelming, the story's gonna be phrased in a certain way. Now is your chance to respond to those allegations and you have a shitty start.
I do appreciate you giving me credit for being such a boss-ass tattoo artist and tattooing everyone and being...
Bro. Let's see. Check my notes here. You are accused of texting middle schoolers and trying to make sexual advances on middle schoolers while you pushing 30. But your first course of action is to call Keemstar a dick. And the second course of action is to say, thank you for saying I'm a boss tattoo artist. That's what I wrote down here. Is that, I'm just making sure that's what you wanted to do. Okay, cool. I was just making sure.
In the circle, so that's kind of cool.
Are you okay, Romeo? I'm not even 2 minutes into the interview, and you have given me almost every reason to dislike you. You insulted the interviewer, you have a horseshit understanding of what is YouTube news, and then you capped that off with the flex. Listen, I get people are nervous. I get that's the thing. That's fine. I give you a pretty good benefit of the doubt, but you are walking off the ledge so soon in this interview. We have 34 minutes to go. So Keemstar begins this interview right away, just saying, there are allegations against you. Are you guilty? Romeo says yes and no. He says people are making this out to be worse than it actually is. Talks about the use of Photoshop, people fabricating lies. Starts going into a bit of a tangent, and then Keemstar's like,
well, were you sexting with 14 and 15-year-old girls?
Romeo then says his famous catchphrase,
well, here's the thing, so...
and then starts talking about Twitter, that it's really easy for people to insult him over the internet. That's why he deleted his Twitter. And he's talking very slowly and calmly about all of this, which would be fine, but you're not addressing the question. To the point where basically the audience is Keemstar, because Keemstar is telling him to hurry the fuck up and get to the point. I really like Keemstar during this interview because this isn't some Shane Dawson documentary. Keemstar is not like that. Keemstar is impatient, and also he will call you out on your bullshit. So thankfully, Keem
Get off that man, dick.
just says, "Did you send these messages?"
I mean, first of all, did you send these messages to these girls, 14 and 15? Were you sexting with them?
So here's one of the big loopholes is.
So the answer is yes.
Loophole is an appropriate term
Like,
for this?
if somebody asks you that question and your immediate answer isn't no, then it's yes.
An ambiguity or yeah, I don't think that word works here.
I've been accused of shit like this before. You know, there's like no.
I don't know necessarily if like that's what you wanted to say.
Proof that any of these girls were that age.
There's a part where you say, you know, are you willing to do it before
Yes.
you turn 18?
Yes. So let me address that. So that I'm not gonna deny that was real, but here's the here's the big loop about it. Here's the big sort of like
Here's the scoop.
fabrication, smoke and mirrors or whatever that.
You're throwing out a lot of words that you aren't really defending. Here's the loophole. Here's the loop with that. Fabrication, smoke and mirrors. But you're not really empowering those words with evidence. You're just saying them.
So, you know, I'm over here just minding my own business. You know, girls are throwing themselves at me.
Trying to sum up what the hell he just said. He's starting
Okay,
to say,
if girls are throwing yourself at you, like, why are the ones you decided to go in, like, to respond to, why are they the 14-year-olds? Like, bro, what is wrong with this dude?
you know what, I was new to social media at the time, so he was new to Twitter, and he didn't know there was like spam accounts. This was all very new to him, and he was in a very different mindset at that time in his life.
This happened in 2016. This was like 3 years ago. I was in a completely different time of my life.
So Romeo is 30 years old. 3 years back, he was in an entirely different mindset at 27. Anyway, then he tells us
I feel like I've also been in completely different mindsets throughout my life, but not in one of them was I DMing 14-year-olds, bro. I don't know what mindset you had to be in, but, you know, I mean, I feel like it's kind of no excuse.
You know what? I'm really, really, really against pedophiles.
I'm so against, you know, people who are creepy and pedophiles and stuff like that. Like,
which is, you know, a step in the right direction. That's a good.
So you only found that out in the past 3 years of your life,
and
huh?
also pretty fucking common sense for everybody in the world.
Fan group that
I would never, ever, 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 like, I almost felt like someone telling me that they were almost 18 was like the hard limit, you know? And
you selected like 2 of them, from what I understand, to talk more in depth about some kinky stuff.
Here's the thing, though, is that, like...
I just want to say this. When you say, here's the thing, that sounds like, yes, that's true, but here's the thing.
If you actually look online, a lot of people are confirming this. A lot of the stuff is Photoshop. Like, yes, some of it is true, but they're rearranging the conversation to make it look like I was sort of, like, reaching out to these underage girls.
It don't matter. You still were messaging underage girls, telling them if they would like to drink your cum in a shot glass full of alcohol. Like, it doesn't matter when in the conversation that was said, you said that to a 14-year-old girl.
Which in actuality, these girls came on to me first.
Yeah, they're fangirls. They're
Yeah.
young.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
These girls came on to me first.
Yeah.
My job here is done. The man is innocent.
Are you suggesting that there was stuff added? Because I don't really think that's the case.
No, I'm not saying there were things added. Like,
So
I'm,
everything we read on the Drumbler before was correct. It
Okay,
just
well,
wasn't in order, is what you're saying,
look,
because some stuff has been taken out.
I'm a human being.
Yo, brother.
And everyone's got like a sexual side, like I'm not ashamed for some of the sexual things that I'm into and the things that I said in the videos, like I mean in the comments.
Ew, what
It's
the
really
fuck?
people make fun of and say, oh, you might be part
Ew.
of gay and this and that and
Ew.
all these different gay stuff
Yo.
up or whatever
Yo.
now, but
Who is talking about you being gay? That's not the point of this interview, dog. Who
Oh,
gives a
the
shit?
good
You
old Kevin Spacey, bro. Oh, this nigga tried to Kevin Spacey on some shit, bro.
like your ass licked. I don't think anybody else should either. It doesn't matter to anybody else. People are just making these memes because it's such a big story. But the main part of the story is the fucking pedophilia allegations. Keemstar is talking to you about DMing underage girls. Keemstar is not talking to you about how you like your asshole tickled. Yet during this interview, you're like, you know what? We all have a sexual side. I'm not ashamed. I thought you were dead ass gonna start talking about pedophilia after that, but no, you start talking about your ass.
I have my butt tattooed. I absolutely loved it.
like it's almost turned like into kind of more of a joke. But
This interview is burning alive right now, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
and I don't want to just like try to defend myself, but I almost feel like I was sort of taken advantage of in a sense.
What?
Because
What?
Keemstar is probably sitting there thinking, holy shit, this is gold. Who let you get a mic? Do you have a publicist, my dude? Do you have a lawyer? You should have done like a little rehearsal, maybe a little practice, been like, hey, this is my script, or even just challenged you right there on the spot. Hey, are you guilty? Well, here's the thing. Yeah, you probably shouldn't go on Drama Alert. Let's type you out a nice little cute apology statement. We'll reactivate your Twitter, post it on there, go to the Winchester, and wait for all this to blow over.
You're in the wrong. I mean, you're the adult. You're the adult, man.
you're right, you're absolutely right. But I also feel like okay, you're absolutely right. Like, all I want to say to defend myself is this: you kind of know me a little bit. The
Yeah.
Face Guys knows me, and I'm not just trying to throw people under the bus. I am very well respected in this community.
What does that have to
Oh
do?
my God. Romeo. You can't go from starting to play victim saying, hey, these middle schoolers took advantage of me. They were just jumping in my DMs. What was I supposed to do? Not respond? Not talk to them the way I talk to them? Psh, not me, not Romeo Lacoste. Keemstar then called you out and said, hey, you're a fucking adult. It is on you what happens in that conversation. And you say, yeah, no, you're right. You're totally right. You're very, very right. I do want to say this, though. I'm very well respected in my community. The Face Clan likes me. Hey, you've met me. I'm a nice guy, right? And I've tatted up Kodak Black.
I've tattooed every YouTuber, Kodak Black.
And I've had my tech.
You tattooed Kodak Black, a man who would go on a couple years later to also engage in sexual relations with a minor. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Tattoo shop for like 4 years. No one's ever complained. No girls have ever made any complaints to me in my tattoo shop. Your career and your tattoo expertise have nothing to do with this. Have you never seen like serial killer documentaries or even read up on child predators? They're not just overtly terrible people. They usually blend in pretty well with society. And the people around them will usually have some nice stuff to say about them. But that does not overshadow what you do in private, especially when it's really fucked up and also most likely illegal.
Stuff from 2016 is surfacing now. Like, how many of you guys were different 3 years ago? Not saying that, like,
Bro.
obviously not everyone was a night and day
Oh, my
difference.
God.
I know for me, 3 years ago, I was in a completely different mind state, you know?
Holy
Yeah, 3
shit,
years ago,
Romeo.
you like-
Yes, 3 years ago, I was a different guy. What was it 3 years ago? It was 2016, right? I was 21, and if I remember correctly, I think that I had a pretty solid understanding of not telling underage girls to eat my ass. I think. I could be wrong. In all seriousness, I get the argument. You know, this is old. 3 years ago, I had this conversation. Here's the big issue with that, Romeo. You have given us no proof, no evidence that you have changed. We don't know if you're still doing shit like this. We don't know how long you were doing shit like that. You are not persuading me in any way to believe that you are still not this person from 3 years ago. And even then, you were 27. You were a grown-ass man. It was wrong back then. And yes, it sucks that it's popping up now, but it's still wrong.
Yo,
You should
Extrovert,
still
thank you
be
for the Prime for 37
accountable
months.
for it.
Welcome
This
back,
isn't
bro.
some tweet you sent out
I
with the
appreciate that,
N-word.
man.
This is you sexting minors. This defense can work if you had told us, you know what, 3 years ago, yes, I did have this fucked up mindset. Yes, I did have these conversations with these minors. Having this amount of fame and women reaching out to me, I had these urges that I knew were not okay. Since then, I've worked on myself. I've gone to therapy. And
Honestly,
you were fucking wrong.
Like, that would have been a better response, but even if he had said that, I still, wouldn't care. I wouldn't want to hear it. I don't give a shit.
And then say, you know what, since then, I've tried to better myself. I'm trying to better myself. So Keemstar brings up that one of his exes came out and said that she dated him when she was 14. And at the time, Romeo was 19. And then he says this.
I don't believe that she was 14 at all.
I take that back. I remember her saying that she may have been 15.
I think she might have been late 15, possibly. This is me being.
Dude. There's just no way.
Extreme. She may have been late 15. I remember her being more like 17.
That's a pretty big gap, Romeo.
She said you peed on her.
Keemstar just goes
Whoa.
balls out and says, you know what, she said that you peed on her. Because you're saying, yeah, you know what, I moved into her parents' house. Don't worry, they were totally cool with it. We slept in completely separate beds, which doesn't mean shit. Have you seen Abducted in Plain Sight on Netflix? Doesn't mean shit if the parents are cool with it.
She said you peed on her.
I don't remember that.
And it traumatized her. Like,
It traumatized her?
That's what she said.
Oh my god.
Romeo, you are such a fucking liar. I can't believe shit you are saying in this interview.
She said you peed on her.
I don't remember that.
And it traumatized her.
It traumatized her. Come on. It was just a little tinkle.
Let me say this because I don't feel like I'm getting a chance to defend myself. As far
You've had 13 minutes to defend yourself. You're just not doing a good job.
before I dated her, she had dated guys that were older than me. There was a much larger age
What does that have to do with anything? You're not making yourself seem innocent, bro.
difference from guys that were older than me. She had told me she had done many sexual things with those people older than me.
That doesn't matter, Romeo. It doesn't.
I'm just saying, I did my best to treat her, with respect, and I really liked her. I treated her like a princess. I moved them.
My hot little slave princess.
I mean, she said you peed on her.
Okay, but where's the proof?
Aha! Got you.
Bro.
She actually kept a little urine sample of yours in a cup all these years.
Where's the
Busted.
proof? Why didn't she take a picture with the piss all over her face, bro? Like, what?
Look, Keem, all I can say is that I'm absolutely, if I've made anyone feel uncomfortable, if anyone feels like they've been taken advantage of, I personally feel like I thought I did my best, okay?
You did your best at what? If you're talking about this interview, nope. If you're talking about the interactions with those girls, nope. And it doesn't matter if they feel or don't feel like they were taken advantage of. You should have not been doing that regardless. Just take the L here, because this is becoming so much worse for you.
I literally have not been on my phone DMing people for 3 fucking years.
Damn. Romeo, I literally have not been on my phone DMing people for 3 fucking years. Slides into my best friend's DMs a couple months back.
I I understand what you said, what you're saying. It is gross. It is fucked up. I mean, if people want to do that between consensual people, shit, everyone's got a freaky side. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
adults are fine, but I mean these are kids. Like
No,
I have
you're
a
right.
niece who's 14 years old. If some 28-year-old started like sending her the messages that you sent to this 14 and 15-year-old girl, yeah, I'd lose my mind.
you're right, dude. I'm the same way with you. I have listen to me. I have four girls, bro. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think about that shit all the fucking time.
Wait. 4 girls? What does he mean by that? What does that mean? Because when you're talking to this nigga, when he says he has 4 girls that are like 12 to 16, he might genuinely be talking about something else. You know what I'm saying?
But
What do you mean you have 4 girls?
I have 4 sisters. Like, I have sisters, and they're
Why would you say you have 4 girls when they're your sisters? Like, people say that about either their kids or you guys know the other one. Like, what the dude? I don't know, man.
Not even your kids? When you say you have 4 girls, we all automatically think you have 4 daughters. 4 sisters? That's the most you could fucking pull out as an excuse?
You can ask any customer who's ever came into my shop for the last 4 years. I treat them all with the utmost
Why does
respect.
this shit
The
always make me sign
situation
in?
Is not portraying the whole story.
He keeps going in circles, right? With everything. He keeps saying, I'm a good person. What's out there is manipulating things, making it seem like I'm worse than I really am. He's explained why he thinks it's making it seem worse than it really is, and he lost that point already. He defended that point, and he completely lost it to Keemstar and the whole fucking audience. But he keeps saying it, and he also keeps reiterating, hey, I'm a good guy. Hey, I'm against pedophiles. Hey, I would never disrespect my sisters. Hey, I'm polite to my customers. Now, I hate to burst your bubble, Romeo, but that's kind of shit that people just do. You don't deserve a plaque for not disrespecting your sisters. See that? See that plaque in the back? I didn't get that plaque because I changed my baby's diapers. I got that plaque because I went above and beyond for something. Do you get how stuff like that works now?
Do you
I got
wanna make
my
an
plaque for
apology?
making Dragon Ball Z videos when I was like 18, and then over the course of a couple years, for some reason, other little 12-year-olds watched it and then were like, thanks for teaching me how to become a Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And that's how I got my plaque.
To
Yeah,
these girls.
Listen to me. Like, I consider myself to be
This just broke. What? Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears are being accused in a new lawsuit of grooming a 14-year-old girl and her 7-year-old brother, coercing them to film explicit child pornography skits. No fucking way. There's just no way. What the fuck? This is like next level shit. Like, what?
a good person. I really do. I try my very, very, very hardest to always do the right thing. I'm not perfect, man. I'm not perfect. And I sure as hell wasn't perfect in 2016 when this whole shit was new to me. No, it's not an excuse, okay? Look, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I'm not trying to just make excuses, but you already know this. Like, these girls always look older than they really are.
Now you're talking about 15-year-olds looking like they're 18-year-old. Like, you've already thrown 20 minutes of excuses out. You have nothing to change our minds. You got no one in your corner. Fucking own up to it. Jesus.
But that's why I feel like, honestly, like, I am apologetic, and I will give a really good apology. But this is why I feel.
I will give a really good apology, just not on this interview that millions are gonna see.
But this is why I feel like somewhat of a victim and somewhat like they trap. Like, these kids come on here trying to trap celebrities.
So they told you 17. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You still told a 17-year-old that, you know, all this crazy shit.
Okay. Okay. Look, I've always mean well, always. Okay, I've always mean well from the very beginning of my heart. From everyone that you know, you and I know personally, like I've always been a good guy.
It's just that my heart is so big. I wish I didn't have that big of a heart. I don't want to leave these 15-year-olds messages on red, because my heart is so big. 30 years! I gave y'all 30 years of this shit. 30 years of my tattoos. This is how y'all repay me?
My
Bro.
girlfriend is fucking devastated. She is literally on the verge of leaving me if she hasn't already.
I got a YouTube comment on my last YouTube video about you. She followed you in like early 2018 on Instagram when you only followed 60 other people. One of those accounts was the DDLG account. What is DDLG?
Okay, so if I like to follow a sexual account
Hey,
on
yo.
Instagram and like to see sexual art, like how is that? How am I being crucified for that? If I'm into some freaky shit, I should be able to be in some freaky shit.
Are you into kids though? Because it seems
No,
that way.
I'm not into. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not into kids. My girl right now does not look like a fucking kid.
I'm not positive
Oh my
offhand what DDLG stands for, but it's basically like role playing. The guy is the father and the girl is the daughter. I get how bringing up this DDLG thing is kind of another red flag, but speaking as someone who tries to understand other fetishes that are legal, I believe this type of fetish can go on obviously consensually and legal. Yes, it's weird, but if there's no laws being broken and it's two consenting adults, who am I to try and stop that? And I think that's why this shouldn't have been brought up, because now you gave something to Romeo that he can actually defend.
Another YouTuber reached out to me and said that you started dating your current girlfriend when she was underage. Is that true?
No, she was 18 years old.
Romeo's story is going all over the fucking place right
18
now.
is so
like I said, I
creepy, by
haven't
the way.
listened to this part. He has a girlfriend who's 22, and Keemstar has accused him that he started dating her when she was under 18, but he's saying no, he started dating her when she was 18, which considering that's 4 years back, that would mean that he DM'd these girls, these underage girls, through that time period. Now he's saying no. The dots are not connecting on this one, my dude.
I don't want to put this girl on blast because honestly, like I understand this girl. I'm not sure what the motive is for these people, but this girl was sending me sexual shit, telling me she would go to parties, hook up with people. She's had boyfriends.
This is the same defense you used with your old ex, where you said, yeah, she's fucking with other dudes. Like, I'm fucking repeating myself at this point.
No, I don't think my career is over. I mean, like, again, I just want to, finish this interview. I feel like the full story isn't out, and it's making me out look worse than what it is.
This was your job here, was to give us that full story so we can hear you defend yourself. So stop making that bullshit excuse that the full story isn't out. You just gave us the full story, and the full story is you're fucking guilty. Case closed. I don't know if he's in the suing business, but I've had someone else try to sue me, so I think you're guilty. That's my opinion. No proof, but a very strong opinion.
I just want to make an apology and just apologize not only to my friends and my family who have deeply hurt, and also the girls who are involved in this. Social media is a very crazy world, dangerous world. Things are easy to get mixed up, and it's easy for
very dangerous, very dangerous.
It's dangerous, man. Social media is so fucking dangerous.
That's actually a good point that he brings up. Social media is very dangerous because, there's a lot of famous people disguising themselves as, good people among society. But then when you talk to them, it turns out they're child predators. Shit sucks.
About the Twitter, I have a bunch of people getting in contact with me saying that they have damaging DM conversations with you that are on Twitter that they can't get to because your account's deactivated. Are you ever going to make it active again?
It doesn't matter what I give people. People will Photoshop and twist things around.
Stop saying Photoshop. I know I've made this point. Stop saying Photoshop. Just cutting out certain portions of the conversation is not Photoshop. It's not fabricating lies. Yeah, somewhat giving one side of the story. You've now given your other side. Now, I could care less what else you show me in that conversation.
It's not Photoshopped. It's not fabricated.
Okay, I said some sexual stuff. I mean, I didn't know, her age, whatever.
Dude.
But I don't want to make excuses and make myself look bad, but, sometimes when you're not that good looking and you're not that cool and you don't have that many, followers and you're not really popping for anything, people give you attention, and you just it's nice to be getting attention from people. And I'm not saying that
Have you ever watched How to Catch a Predator?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to skip over anything. Did he just say, you know what? When you're not that good looking and you don't have a lot of followers and then, you know, girls DM you and give you attention, it's hard to resist temptation. So are you guilty or are you not fucking guilty, Romeo?
This is what I have to say, man. Stuff like this happens to people all the time. I mean,
I'm
look
gonna
at
say
Tyga
this,
and
bro.
Kylie, whenever, you know, Kylie.
Like turning down like a girl or a woman is like, that is not a hard thing to do. But like, especially like, first of all, why are you even responding to DMs like that in the first place? Okay. Secondly, why the fuck? This is the only explanation as to why you responded to underage girls' DMs is because you like underage girls. That is what you like. Because there's no reason for you to do it otherwise. It's not like, oh, you know, I'm lonely, like you're famous. It would be absolutely zero work for you to get a woman your own age that would fuck you for some clout shit. It's really that simple. You went out of your way to talk to underage girls. It really is that simple.
Was underage. Y'all knew that he was fucking her. Like, there's so many people. This shit goes on all the time. I'm not obviously not making any kind of excuses, but you know me. You know more than me. I'm sure you could name a lot more than I can.
Dog, what are you doing? This does not help your argument. You're saying, yeah, you know what? There's other child predators out there. So what's the big deal when I do it? Come on. Join the club.
From my defense, my point of view, I thought that they were almost 18 years old or 18.
That doesn't matter.
I think they're
That does not matter.
18 if you're saying, do you want to wait until you're 18?
I just really want to get this message out and let people know the truth about everything. And I really hope that like people can kind of, you know, I don't want to say people feel sorry for me, but
like the thing is that he was 28. Even if you're 28 talking to a freshly 18-year-old or an 18-year-old at all, that's still weird.
Definitely want people to kind of, you know, sympathize with the situation. Just look at things from all angles.
I don't want you guys to feel sympathy for me, but I do want you guys to feel sympathy for me. These girls took advantage of me. How dare they bring their attractive teenage selves into my DMs? Don't they know I have no restraint? I don't know how to hog tie. And that's the interview. That was hands down the worst apology interview I've ever heard.
Yeah, and then that is true. You're getting to another point where if you're waiting until they're 18, then congratulations. What you've done is called grooming.
My life. What is always on the show, it's not about my opinion, it's about what you guys think. So let me know in those comments what you guys think. Is he guilty or is he fucking guilty? Now people are talking about Shane Dawson fucking his cat. It's only Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Chick-fil-A is closed. Can you guys fucking slow things down? I guess I can do an outro. Just in case you didn't know, this is my second channel. My main channel has great content on it. I like jumping over to my second channel, you know, here and there, and I want to do it more often because there's stories like this where I want to